super nice day today. Time to party.
He's your castle.
Well, that's fun. We just broke our rebar bender. And this broke off. And we will fill this bad boy full of concrete. Woo. Operation Concrete Wall. Initiate. A few years ago, we decided to quit the rat race and venture down a completely unfamiliar path in life. We sold almost all of our possessions, renovated a camper van, and toured the US looking for a piece of land to start our journey. After almost 2 years, we found our piece of paradise in the Pacific Northwest, and Pacific Pines Ranch was born. Follow along as we chase our dreams to build an off-grid shipping container home and to see our projects and adventures along the way. As we like to say on the ranch, the joy is in the journey. So today we are setting up the form for our concrete wall that we are going to be pouring. And Tony is helping us because he has built with this kind of construction for years and years and years and years and years. So these are called ICF blocks, which stand for insulated concrete forms. And it's a very cool way to build. So Tony has just given us the rundown on how to set up this wall because if you don't know, we started with pretty much zero building experience and have been learning as we've progressed. Pretty bold, I know.
That way the joint's staggered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you just want to always keep, it really doesn't matter what you do, just don't have lines like this joint's here and this joint will be here. Just make sure the big, you see little line, big line. Just always make sure those line up.
Okay.
Then your studs will always line up.
Okay.
So shout out to Tony, aka Mr. T, who is just the best teacher ever. So one thing I'd like to mention is that the ICF blocks come with insulation on the interior and exterior of the wall, and the rebar clips directly into the blocks. And if you played with Legos as a kid, this is the building style for you. That's what I like to see. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day out on the ranch today. And today we are continuing to work on phase 2 of the foundation for the garage. So I wasn't feeling well when we were starting the wall, so Viant kind of did a lot by himself. So let me just explain what's going on since I don't have too much of it on film, unfortunately. So right here we have the ICF wall that we're setting up. All the rebar you can sort of see down in there is clipped into the wall. Let me go on this side so that I can get a little bit closer and show you from here. So as you can see, we have our J-bars that we stuck into the foundation right there. We have our horizontal rebar clipped in. We're gonna add more, we're not finished yet. They are zip tied together to hold them in place. And we have these, almost fell. We have these, this bracing right here that is bracing the wall, and we're gonna be able to put a sort of like a scaffold, like a wooden plank to walk on, because once we start to stack the next 2 blocks, it's going to be pretty high, the wall, and we won't be able to access it from the ground. So Viant has another brace that we're just going to put at every 5-foot increments down the wall. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to add the extra rebar that needs to go inside, and just work our way up from there. So these are anchored into the footing, and they are also anchored over here with some stakes. So yeah, hopefully we will make some good progress today and be able to pour the concrete for the wall somewhat soon. We'll see. Here we go. This bracing also helps us make adjustments so that the wall is level and straight.
Good job, babe. Just another brace.
So now we are working on installing the scaffolding that goes on top of all the braces. This is such a cool building technique, and I'd like to know how many of you have seen structures built with ICF block. Go ahead and leave a comment below and let me know.
kind of save some of the concrete for going out or something.
Hello, hello! Another incredibly beautiful day out on the ranch, and we are continuing to work on the concrete wall for phase 2 of our foundation. So yesterday we got almost all the blocks installed. We still need to do one more row on the top, and we sprayed a little bit of spray foam on the bottom to keep it in place when we pour the concrete. So that's on both sides. So just give it a little poke, see if it's set. Yep, all good. Sweet. We'll remove that after the concrete is poured. You just cut it off, it comes right off, but it does help to keep it in place. So we have to slide a couple more sticks of rebar into this wall, put another row of ICF block on the top. Then we need to come over here, mark where all of the I-beams will be. That will sit on the top and on the top of some tubing that will be along the side. Then we need to shoot a laser over here to see where the I-beam will sit and mark that. So that's pretty much what we're going to be doing today. Hopefully we'll get all of that figured out and be ready to move on. And soon we'll be able to pour concrete in this wall. We still need to build a form at the end of this wall so that the concrete doesn't just like come out the sides. But that will just be like a small wooden structure we just like slide on the ends, both ends. So yeah, time to party.
Good?
So just my luck, every time that I try to get a time lapse of us setting up the blocks on this wall, my camera dies. Technology. So anyways, this is the last row up there. We're not going to zip tie them in or do any rebar in them yet because we actually need to cut out sections where the I-beam, that will be the other part of this foundation, they slide into. So for now, this is just temporary so that we can grab some measurements and do some accurate placement of these beams. So Vion's gonna cut the last little section that goes here. These things are really cool. Basically like life-size Legos, a version of them. So everything's looking good. I'll just do a little explanation so you guys can kind of get an idea of what's going on here. So the I-beams are going to sit on this wall and go across over here and then have tubing that goes down into the foundation, anchored into the foundation. And then this beige container up here is gonna sit next to this one. This one there is gonna sit on top of the beige one next to this one. Then we'll have a little structure on the side that will be stairs. And then over here will just be a slab and open, and that will be our garage. So now that it's taking shape, it's a little bit easier to kind of like imagine what it's like, what it will be like, I guess. So yeah, now we're gonna grab our laser and we're gonna shoot the laser from the container to the wall to get some measurements on where we have to place the beams. Here we go.
Oh, if you think like. Sorry,
So the last piece. So just a side note, the concrete wall is not parallel with the rest of the house, which is why we're taking our time on doing the measurements for the I-beams, because it's a pretty big part of the structure and we want to make sure everything is correct and we don't make any mistakes. All right, so up here we got our measuring tape taped to the container, and we're going to figure out the measurements where each beam will be, because they kind of vary based on the structure for the stairs on the side and a couple other different random things in the build, so they're not equally spaced. Some of them are, but not all of them. But anyways, so we have the measuring tape taped to the side of the container right there. We're gonna go find the measurements, mark it, take a laser, shoot the laser over here, and figure out where the center of each beam will be so we can cut the recess on where the beam will slide into the wall. But first, we're gonna take a lunch break because I'm hungry. And I get crabby when I'm hungry. So for the sake of my husband, we're gonna go eat. Be back soon. This took us some time to go through and do the measurements for these vertical tubes and I-beams, because we really did not want to make a mistake, because the precision of the rest of the house goes off of this wall and the I-beams. So we just triple checked everything and just really made sure that we were going to be precise and accurate on all of our measurements before moving forward. Alright, so now we are going to go and remove the top level of ICF foam block, because we need to zip tie them together and place the rebar inside. The only reason we put them there first is to get our measurements for where we have to cut the block. And also, when we remove them, we will cut them as well. So, here we go.
The plate will be 14, but we need like at least like we need to close this. So we need what, like 2 inch? How long is this stuff? How long is this stuff?
So here we're marking out where we have to cut part of this foam block out for our I-beams to slide into. So you can see our little measurements right there. So we're just gonna double check everything and make sure that it's all good.
I will try to start to cut with that. If it's well with the circular saw.
Okay.
Maybe that would be fast if I in better position also. The finish of the saw is not long enough, but it's kind of like a good guide.
Yeah.
Is your castle?
It is like a castle.
Oh wow,
It's
look,
funny.
it's interesting.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So that's what they look like on the inside.
Yeah, and over there you have the other view.
Hold on, I would like to film. So that's where the beam is gonna drop into the wall. On the bottom there will be a plate that we'll weld the beam to. Oh my gosh, that's the worst sound ever.
See the stud? I can't cut like the old stuff, so I went to
Yeah, no, I get it. So here you can see we have the first cutout for the first beam. Here's the next cutout. And we're just going along and zip tying all the ICF block to each other to hold them in place for when we pour the concrete. And taking out the ones that we need to cut out, cutting them out and putting them back. So we're just about close to halfway. After that, we'll go and slide all the rebar through.
Oh, let's cut this one.
Last cut. Pretty exciting. So we got the last row of block installed. Viant's just putting the last pieces right there. So we'll have one beam there, one beam there, one there, one there, one there, and one on the end. So 6 total. And now what we're gonna do is we are going to take the last couple pieces of rebar that we have here and slide them into the ICF block. And then after, we're going to build the form that will go around the outside. Well, that's fun. We just broke our rebar bender. Viant's mega strength over there. So we went to go cut or shear off a piece, and this broke off completely. So now we can't use this because it requires this piece to do the cut on the rebar. So we're just gonna grab the angle grinder and cut them with the angle grinder, 'cause why not? So that sucks, but at least we can continue. But now we need a new rebar bender, so that's too bad. What can you do? Alright, it's raining today, which kind of sucks. We ordered the concrete for not tomorrow, but the next day, so we need to finish this step, which is closing the end of the wall. So we are working on putting some plywood at the end right here to close it, and then some plywood along the top. So that's what we're doing today, and hopefully we can get it done without getting too soaking wet. It is raining like pretty good, so life on the ranch. All right, here we go. I'd like to take a second to thank one of our sponsors, Majestic Glove. They make the best safety gear, and these waterproof jackets that they sent us are a lifesaver. They have a wide variety of durable, quality safety apparel and equipment that we use daily out on the ranch. Some of my favorite products have to be their gloves. They have a huge selection of gloves, and we have really pushed them to the limit while working on our build. My favorite gloves are their Cutlass Kevlar 18 gauge knit gloves, and I use them pretty much every day. I absolutely love them. You can find their catalog on their website, so head over there and check it out to see what they have to offer. Are you admiring your work?
No, I was just laying in bed. I'm dead. We did a good job, babe.
Yeah,
It's cool.
you did a really good job. All right, so we got the wall all set up. We got all the bracing set. We got everything level and flush and all that. So tomorrow the concrete truck will come and we will fill this bad boy full of concrete. Woo. So see you tomorrow. All right, so everyone's here. We got the line pump here. We got the concrete truck rolling up. About to get this wall poured over there. So hope everything goes good, and yeah, time to party. All right, here we go. Hardest worker. The best worker. So our plates are gonna drop in here, all along the side. This will be covered, so it doesn't matter for the finish. Viant's over here working on dropping the plate in a good spot. So they are done pumping the concrete, and Viant and I are going along and working on placing the plates in the cutouts of the ICF block. And just going along and making sure that the concrete is relatively smooth and isn't protruding out anywhere so that it won't interfere with things we need to do in the future. Hello everyone! Super nice day today. So we are going to work on removing the forms from the wall that we did the other day. So we're gonna remove all the bracing off the sides. Gonna remove all the wood that we installed for the supports for the wall for when we poured the concrete. And see how everything looks. Everything so far is great. The wall is really straight, everything is level. It's had some time to dry, so I think it's all good. So yeah, we're just gonna start from the top, work our way down, remove all the screws, the planks, the wood, the bracing, and yeah. So here we go. So there it is, you guys. Here is the process of building the concrete wall. Super happy with how everything turned out. I'm really proud of us tackling another step in the build and succeeding. Here's what's coming up next on Pacific Pines Ranch. Today, we are working on setting up these steel plates. Check out our website where you can shop our online store. Every purchase directly supports us so I can keep making videos for you all to enjoy. I just posted our container reinforcement plans for sale, which highlight how we did our reinforcements for all the cutouts on our build. So head over to our website if you're interested and use code PPR20 for 20% off your purchase. As always, you guys, thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to keep up with our projects and adventures on Pacific Pines Ranch. Okay, bye.